Hi, I'm Bill Idler. When beginners describe a hand they've played, they usually start by saying what their hold cards were and then move on to discuss the betting. An expert, however, would never describe the dynamics of any hand without first talking about his position. That's because in games like Hold'em and Omaha, position is sometimes as important, if not more important, than the cards you hold. Here's what we'll cover in this lesson. First, defining position and its power. We will define and discuss early, middle, and late position. Second, playing position pre-flop. We will discuss hand ranges and how they need to differ from when you're in early position through late position. Third, playing position post-flop. We'll be discussing such concepts as pot control and bluffing. Before I get into discussing why I think position is so important, I should probably define it. Position refers to where you act in the hand relative to your opponents. There's early position, middle position, and late position. As you can see in this hand here from a full table, 9-handed, no-limit game in Hold'em, we have the two blinds, Mike and Henry. Then we have Carl, Pete, and Nate, who would be considered in early position. Acting after them, therefore in middle position, would be Tony, perhaps John. And then acting in late position would be David and Frank, the button, and cutoff, respectively. What is important to note in position is just that if you're in late position, it means you're acting after most people. If you're in early position, you're forced to act before most people. Throughout this lesson, we'll be talking about why you want to play more hands in late position than you want to play them in early position. The reason, of course, is you're going to make more money playing them in late position than you would in early position. It's not that you'll be dealt more winning hands in late position than in early position, of course. Cards are random, and the winning hand, or the best theoretical hand, will be dealt to every slot an equal percentage of the time. However, we're playing poker here. We're not playing some video poker game. And in real poker, what's important is profitability, and what's important is betting. And because there are betting and decisions such as folding throughout a hand, there are three main reasons why playing in late position is more profitable than playing in the early position. The first reason is in early position you'll end up folding some winning hands that you wouldn't have done so in late position. The second reason is that in late position, when you have a winning hand, you're going to make more out of it in the long run than you would with the same hand in early position. And the final reason is when you have a losing hand, you will, in the long run, lose a significant amount less in late position than with the same hand in early position. The principal reason for the greater profitability in late position than in early position, for all three reasons that I just outlined, is that you'll have greater information in late position than in early position. When you have to act first, perhaps you've seen the flop, you've got your cards, and you've got to decide, do I bet? Do I check? How much do I bet if this is no limit hold'em? But if you're in late position, you've seen all of your opponents go through this decision. One may have bet, some may have folded. Just in general, realize that in late position, you have the benefit of more information, and more information is the best thing a good poker player can ever have. In this case, John has pocket jacks, it's a nice hand, and makes a standard raise of 4 times the big blind, and is called in one spot. The flop is a normal flop with one overcard, and John makes a standard continuation bet of about 2/3 the size of the pot. Frank decides to call. On the turn, a blank comes, and now you can see John's dilemma. He has no idea if his hand's good or not, and he makes the prudent play, which most players would make, which is to check here and hope that Frank will check behind a weaker hand. Frank bets. Now you can see, out of position, the tough situation John finds himself in. He might end up calling with a weaker hand here and then perhaps on the river and losing more than he wants to. He might end up folding, but realizes that he could be folding to someone who's bluffing or semi-bluffing.